I have been reflecting many times in my life about people who hear voices, and I always had a very strange disconnection from that, disconnection and connection. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm gonna try. I think every single person in the world has had visions, whatever. You imagine something in any moment when you are suffering a lot, and then you are imagining what the end is going to be, which is going to be even worse, or the solution, or the end of the world. And then, depending on how much you succeed in your projection, you're going to recreate that vision. And well, this is a highest level. I didn't want to go that way. I wanted to go because this is imagination. I gave you all the steps. It should be more like you are walking in the forest, and 1 minute later you look back and you say, oh, where I am, where have I been, or take a nap and you get up and there is a moment that you don't even know who you are, not where you are, that who you are. It happened to me after a nap, or after a eyes closed walking meditation. After, it's coming back to yourself in different ways. Of course, sleeping and dreaming is not the same as awake, but the source is the same. The way we interpret it is probably different. I don't care about what the science says because science says. For me, it's like Simon says, it is the same thing. Or Jesus says, it is things that they are not. You know what I mean? Science, by science I mean basically not mathematics, because mathematics doesn't explain this, or it can't, but not the way that we're having the explanation. It's like the only true way to reach kind of truth is through mathematics, music, painting, sculpture, dialoguing, writing and reading. So for humans, for three-dimensional bodies and minds, it's just a way of channeling information. So everybody can do it. Everybody's doing it continuously. All the musicians and all the listeners who connect. The ones that they don't connect, it's not information for them, that's it. The only information is that they don't like it. And why? They have their own principles, their own taste, don't teach them what to like. And then when you don't teach them, they feel lost and say, but I don't know what I want, I don't know what I like, I don't know what I want to be. So then you take the easy path, which is the one that has been done for thousands of years. And it is following everything, following this or following that, because you don't want to be the black sheep. And people cannot make me think and live in a different way I'm doing it. Yeah, they can force me in this three-dimensional world to stop doing it in many ways. They can kill me, they can put me in jail, so the life of this person cannot be the same in the way that I am most of the time learning with and from people. And I really know that there is a rewarding experience for all of us, even though most of the times we're not aware of anything. But even when you hate someone, you have to know in the deepest point how everything started. How are you feeling? Because I don't like the feeling of hate. And I realized all these things when I was a child. I don't like some feelings. I don't like the feeling of envy, but I didn't know what envy was. But someone having something, and you or your mother doesn't. Not just me. Just why my mother not and his mother yes, for instance. But in that moment, I knew I didn't want to feel that way, and I was 9. It's the same way as the same as the addiction with the Coca-Cola and the fridge. I made several videos. I call this root feeling, and hopefully people will realize one day that this root feeling, everybody has been exposed to them, and they were aware of them, but they didn't know how to deal with them, so they hide them, and then they grow around that problem, just turning it off, but it's still there like a tumor. Instead of embracing it, seeing it from different perspectives, you may like it, you may understand, you might learn, you may do many things, but then it's part of you in balance. And be honest with yourself. The problem is, if you've been traumatized as a child, maybe it's difficult, but only traumatized. But there is a way, you know what I mean? There is a way of connecting to that traumatized child. In some of the videos that I made the other day, where they have their vault. Because as a child, I know perfectly what I'm talking about that world, that corner, that invisible area where every single child in the planet have. And I made so many videos about this, but today, for some reason, I'm mixing it with knowledge, wisdom, mathematics, and it's not only mathematics. It's the combination of everything. Mathematics is the only one to help not believers that there is something more. So probably Scientologists, this religion, it's explaining that in a very high way. I have no idea. It's the first time I thought about that. But there's still another religion. They are another perspective, but they are not going. They didn't transcend the physical world as a no conscious mind, rational, whatever you want to mix in that, because their God is an alien species. Yeah, I can understand it. For me, everything makes a lot of sense, because this alien species, I've been an alien amongst the humanity all my life, and not being proud or disgusted or anything. Everybody has felt it, but they hate it, and they feel bad for that. And I still sometimes feel bad when I am so fucking badly judged. But most of the times, people don't know me. So I never accept any kind of judgment just for an interpretation of where I was, what was I doing. If you don't know the why, if you don't know the how, and you are making your own judgment. And it's not only with me, it's with everybody. That's what I practice all my life, because I was so lucky to be aware of everybody judging everybody. It's not judging me. Everybody judge everybody because they need to make patterns, but they are always hiding the most important variables. So the most important thing is to ask and have a dialogue. It's the only way of learning about the others.